guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Sunday. I'm going to say Sunday, so that means that I get this build out today. Otherwise, it'll be more than a week. It's been a full week since the last speed build, and I just want to apologise. It's not that I didn't want to get a build out sooner, it's that I physically stared at my computer screen for the last week and couldn't build a damn thing. Yep, if you think you struggle with building, don't worry, it happens to the best of us. Total build funk this week. I really wanted to do the Provence build, even started it, looked at it, went, you're disgusting, and I bulldozed. I also deleted the footage of said recording, so that is forever lost into the ether. That will be revisited when I can square away the idea in my head. So yeah, I think that's probably only the second build I've ever scrapped in my life, which is quite... We're going good. We're going good though for non-scrappings. So that build will happen. It will just not look like it did, like poop on my screen. But yes, I went with this one. I was trying to... With the Provence build, I wanted it to be slightly more rustic, and then I was kind of struggling between the whole wanting it to look rustic and then thinking it looked pretty basic, you know? But I have to say, Felix Sander's shutters on anything does not make it basic, so it suddenly came to life with shutters, but still I just wasn't... The way I'd built it just... Yeah, it wasn't so great. I wanted to do all this terrain tool stuff, and it was just not going to happen. You know, it was never going to happen, so we just got rid of it, and we went back to good old faithful. In case you don't know, or I haven't said this before, I think I have, basically I am a Archimaps addict. They're called Archimaps on Tumblr. They have loads of old facades of old buildings from all over the world, or time periods. They are my go-to place for inspiration. So this was up, I think maybe 2 days ago on there, and I was like, yep. Give me that, put it in my game. I have changed the way it looked quite a bit. I added, believe it or not, the house was only this center bit, so it was a really small house, and I looked at it and I was like, no, I'm gonna build a side wing. And then I did one side wing and I was like, no, I'm gonna build another one. So you'll see 2 different side wings off of this. And yeah, the interior is going to be a nice little surprise for you. I'm not going to say what the interior is like, but this house is so my style. This is, if I could just transport me into a build in real life, IRL, this is exactly what I would live in. Typically my favourite time period for me to live in real life would be like Georgian. I'm one of those people that would have all the original features like restored, but then the all out modern. Well, I've just given it away. Yep, the inside is totally modern in this build. I really want to mix it up a little bit. So there is Peacemaker in this build. There is moi. I separated the picnic benches we have in the game, and those are the little kind of informal informal kitchen breakfast area benches I used, so you'll need dine out for those to work. But as always, there is a link in the description box which will take you to my Tumblr and the post where you can download the tray files. You can also download this from Origin, so the gallery, you can download it there. My Origin ID is hey_Harrie, and that Tumblr link will link you to all of the CC used. I think I tried to limit myself on the amount of Peacemakers, like different sets that I used, because even he says he doesn't like to build with CC because he can't be bothered to link stuff. He can't even be bothered to link his own stuff, which is exactly how I'm now feeling. I love CC, I love building with it, but I hate the linking part. And if you don't link it, you get 5 million people saying, where is that particular thing from? So just breathe, Samantha, please. But of course, with Felix's content, I never feel like I have to link individual things. I'm just like, go find him on Patreon. There's no way I'm ever listing everything that is in one of his builds, because I just use everything from all the different months. You know, they go so well together. All the stones match. So yeah, I can't restrict myself. I don't even know when half of them came from, and I'm not about to find out. But I know a whole load of you went and got Felix's content in the last month. So this one, you will have all of the content that is in this. So enjoy. I'm looking forward to, I think I would move my sim self into this. I have no idea how much this actually costs. Do you know what? I need to find out how much this actually costs. Tray importer. I'm going to Tray importer. I'm taking a look at how much this one costs, because maybe my sim self can move into this. In the game, you can purchase a money tree as, I think it's an aspiration reward. You can purchase a money tree, and my self sim harvests it every day because she has it indoors. It's year round, but if you keep it indoors, every day you can harvest it for 11,500 simoleons. So let's just, you know, we got a little bit saved up, if you get what I mean. This one, ooh, this is affordable. 372,609. I think my sim self can afford it now. Ooh, this is a good one. This is definitely not a family home. That's just FYI. There is 2 bedrooms with, well, let's call them 2-bedroom suites, because they have en suites. There's not even a separate bathroom in this place. You have to go through the bedrooms. You know, well, you know, it's not for children. I'm not even going to try and call it family home. There was not even going to be a family home tag in this. It's going to be pure selfish single person tag. So yeah, this build, I think it was meant to be flat at the back, but I saw another one of my pins on Pinterest, and I saw this kind of bay area at the back, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna steal that. Unfortunately, the roof is at a weird angle, and it doesn't, I would love to know how to really do that roof properly. Those kind of, that was an octagonal roof. Those are the only ones I seem to be able to use. I haven't used a round roof yet. I don't think I have it all. There is one build that I've been wanting to do for ages. It was a build that I was going to do before we even got the roof update, and I learned how to do like dome roofs for it before we actually had round roofs. So now I really need to do it. It would be quite spectacular. I'm not even going to say what it is. I normally do buckle and just say what I'm thinking in my head, but I'm not. I'm going to leave it as a mystery. So yeah, I would love a kind of, I don't know, some of the roof mechanics are a little bit annoying sometimes. I wish we could pick, because we have this hipped roof, I wish we could pick how wide we wanted like the top of it to be, because you have to have it wider than it is deep for the line of the top of the, basically the peak at the top to be long. If you have it deeper, then it just turns into a point at the front, and it's just, yeah, I wish you could just kind of pick how you wanted the top of the roof to finish, and you could adjust the angle, because it does actually change a little bit, but we can't, so you know. You can see that sculpture there. I do use that in the back of the house. I've recently downloaded quite a few liberated objects by Brazen Lotus and also Plastic Box. That's an old classic one. As you can see, yep, that's where the sculpture ends up living. And the liberated items basically are world items that have been made kind of clickable and buyable. I don't know if they even cost, do they cost anything? I don't even pay attention to that. I don't know if they're free or not. But anyway, you put them in the game it shows up as a mod. But what I do is then close my game when I finish this whole build, saved, exited, took the liberated items out of my mods folder, and then opened my game back up, and then saved the lot to upload it to the gallery. And that means that all of those items that have been liberated, which are world items, they're already in the game, they will still actually be there on the lot, even though the thing is out of your mods folder. So I suppose in theory I could use them on CC free builds, and you'd get all the extra goodies without the CC. So yeah, you'll have all those sculptures. I think you can click and move them, but you can't like shift click on them to get more, so I'm sorry. But there's a whole load of sculptures that that sculpture came with Get Famous, so I think if you don't have Get Famous, then you won't be able to see that. So if there is any pack that I've used liberated items from and you don't have that pack, then they won't be there. I'm sorry. But yeah, I've started doing that a bit for the plants, just so I have some different plants to add in, to be honest. I did that on the last build, Creek Cottage, I did that, and then so I've done it on this one. I think those trees as well are liberated ones. They're the same as the ones in the world, and I don't think we actually normally have those selectable. But this lot is called Cypress Terrace in the game, and it has loads of cypress trees around it. And I was like, do you know what? Cypress Terrace is actually a very good name. Well done, EA. So I kept that name. So this is on the gallery as Cypress Terrace, and that's what it's going to be when it's in your game. It's on a 30 by 40 lot in Willow Creek. I did originally pick this lot because I wanted it to look like Provence, but we just kept with it anyway. But yeah, I'm adding here this extra little winged bit with the arches there and the modern windows, because we wanted to add a little bit of modern. At this point, I was like, we're going to do the interior modern. I've had it with traditional. Let's go modern. Anyway, I normally cut out all of the wallpaper adding because that takes a long time and it's kind of boring, me going through 5 million swatches, and trust me, I'm not decisive when it comes to wallpapers, but I like to get them in. That kind of gives me my first feelings of what the interior is going to look like and the direction that I want to take, and of course the floor plan as well. That's a snooze, so I cut that out. I normally just keep in one bathroom as well, which is what I did in this. I kept the master bathroom in, but the guest, well actually I don't know which one in this build is the master and which one is the second bedroom, because they're kind of both the same size. One appears bigger because it's one big rectangle, the other one's in like 2 sections. But I think overall they're kind of the same size bedroom and bathroom, so it's up to you to pick which one your sim wants to class as the master and sleep in there. But yeah, so lots of Peacemaker in this build, as I said, all be linked down below. And now I want to move away from this build and just say thank you so much, because in the last week I reached 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and a kind of thank you. I didn't think I was going to get to 10k. Since I decided to stop streaming on Twitch, the channel here on YouTube has kind of taken off, which I don't know, maybe you guys sensed it. But yeah, it's mind-blowing that I have 10k. I'm just gonna let you in on something. My ultimate goal for this channel would be 100k. That is all I want from this channel, is 100k subscribers, just because I want the plaque, right? And also, way back in the day, if you watch I think my Moroccan Villa, there's a special guest appearance from my nephew in that, and on the day that I recorded that, I promised my nephew if I get to 100k he can come and do the unboxing with me and we could make a whole video out of it. That was my promise. He probably doesn't even remember this promise, but I really want that to happen. So that is it. That is the aim. we don't need this to be like a full-time job thingy. It's still just going to be a hobby, but we just want the 100k just to get the plaque. They better not move the goalpost as well. They better keep it as 100k as a plaque. Definitely not aiming for the 1 million. Let's just put it that way anyway. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I am going to be doing a build challenge. My creative stump has gone across all areas of my life this week. So it wasn't just builds, it's also in creating build challenges. I have 2 designs for wedding cakes to do. Still haven't done them because total brain farts and blocks. So yeah, the build challenge will be happening, I promise. We've just got to think of the perfect thing. I'm not too sure what it is yet. I definitely going to do something like put a shell of a build up so that you kind of got a starting point. And also, what else did I decide? Oh, that it was going to be that you could use CC in it. I'm going to have a few winners. Still got to ask Kate for codes. But yeah, that is definitely going to be happening hopefully within the next week. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we can do on this channel. And thank you for being here. It's very polite of me, wasn't it? Thank you very much. But yeah, so we're on to the kitchen. I am in love with this kitchen. I'm kind of in love with the whole interior. As I said, this is very much me. If I could, it would be... I love builds where I use Felix's wallpapers and his architectural details, and then use modern items in the interiors. And can I just tell you how much I love that tiled, squared beauty that is in the kitchen? That's from Get Famous, and when I did my kind of build for the review of Get Famous, I fell in love with the floor. And anytime I get to use it, it matches perfectly. It meets perfectly with the, Dine Out paneling that I've used there on the back. It just, the way that lined up and just looked like it was meant to be like that. Oh, thank you, sweet Jesus. And so yeah, the flooring I love. The walls, I added in a few modern wood paneling walls, which you can see there on the back. That carried on through into the living area as well, and I love that wallpaper. I every once in a while I remember it exists and then I just put it everywhere. But yeah, why am I paused in this? I have no idea, and I don't have time to cut this out. But yeah, so this is the little like kind of kitchen breakfast nook area. I use Peacemaker's, what is this, Lennox dining set. So that it's the Peacemaker Lennox kitchen and the dining, they go perfectly together. And I use these separated benches that I did. The original ones came with the holiday patch. So this modern bench, if you remember that, I suppose you could just chuck the modern bench in there instead if you don't, because that is base game if you don't have this set or anything like that. But I would highly recommend Peacemaker's content. It's great quality, it gets updated every time there's a patch that breaks it. So it's definitely my go-to. If anyone wants CC recommendations, that would be the first thing that I say. So yeah, enjoy. So the outside is fully decorated. You can see there's items out on the terrace, and I just cut that part out because this video was going a little bit long considering how small the house actually ends up being on the inside. I was kind of surprised how much footage I have. I did manage, while building this, I managed to go through and watch The Good Place all 3 seasons. Yeah, I managed to watch the first 3 seasons of The Good Place. There is only 3 seasons, so I binged 3 seasons of The Good Place while building this. So I'm going to say this build is brought to you by The Good Place. I highly recommend that series actually. I attempted to start watching that loads of times. For some reason, I always attempt to start watching new series when I'm like just going to sleep or just got in bed. And it never ends well because I fall asleep and then just never get into the program, which is what happened with The Good Place. But I went back to it and I love the show. It's great. Highly recommend it. It took some twists that I didn't see coming. I was just like, what? But yeah, highly recommend it. Yeah, so this interior was kind of inspired by another build that I've done. It's not actually up on the gallery. It's a build that I never finished. All that's left to do is put in a few bathrooms. And it was a build that I did on stream. It was a row of townhouses. Really, really cute actually. But I never finished it. And still haven't to this day. So it was inspired by that I did different townhouses, and they kind of had like one modern one traditional one was eclectic, and this was inspired by the modern one that was in there. The modern one, mind you, I did a few more modern wallpapers, and I did kind of the interior columns and stuff were all modern as well, but this one I kept them more traditional. So now we're on to, I said this is definitely not a family home. I added in this like bar entertaining room because I was trying to think, what could I put in this room that was needed? So we were like, let's just have an entertaining room. As you can entertain, I imagine there are going to be lots of parties thrown in this house, so of course you need your own little dedicated kind of lounge area, we're going to call it. And in there we have the bar. I love those bar stools that came with Get Famous. I love some of the items actually from Get Famous. The mid-century one, the slightly more high-end kind of looking stylized one. And they just fit so well into this house. I was just like, oh, they're so... I'm going to stop saying delicious. Someone commented on the last build and was like, I'm going to call everything delicious. And I was like, oh no. You know when you start saying a word and like people pick up on it, but everything is just delicious. Can't stop it. There is another word that I use for when stuff is really good, but I just can't say it on... I can't say it on the channel because then it would just be too... It's too much. I can't say it on this one, so I just say delicious instead of saying the other word. But yeah, and I finally got to use this martini glass light thing. I think it's base game, and I think maybe I've used it in one other build in my whole entire Sims life. So sorry, I feel like out of breath now. What you don't realise is I paused doing the voiceover and I went and got a slice of cake. I could hear movements and I went downstairs and I sliced some cake, and yeah, so the cake is looking at me now. It's something I quickly knocked up today, which is a lemon cake with lemon, Italian meringue buttercream and lemon curd, and I think that's my favourite cake is this kind of mix of lemon. It's kind of like a lemon meringue pie but in cake form, and I love it. I love it. But anyway, we're moving on to the study here in this beautiful house. I've used the built-in bookcase trick. I had someone once ask, like, why don't I use CC bookshelves instead of doing that? And I'm just like, because they don't even look as good as that. That's why. I love those bookshelves from Get to Work, I think they're from, and combining them with kitchen cabinets, raising them up. Your Sims can still use that. I've raised it up with the 9 key, and your Sims will still use those bookcases perfectly. I tested that out a long time ago. You'll notice it in a lot of my modern builds. I think I kind of do another version of it in my traditional builds. I use a different bookcase and do the kitchen cabinets underneath and above. But I just like the way I really always wanted full height bookcases and bookshelves in the game, and they're always so low. And I just, look, this house is built with the tallest wall height, which I always find you end up needing to put more items in to make it not look so empty. If this was maybe on the shortest wall height, which I would never do one of these builds on, can I just say, you kind of don't need a lot of items to make it look full. But in these tallest wall height builds, you need a lot of items. I just find with Felixander's content, especially like the trims, I always have to do the tallest wall height just to make it look right on the outside. And then of course the consequences on the inside, you have these ginormous tall ceilings, which I think in real life is a very nice thing to have. I know that because I use the tallest wall height, sometimes I make maybe the paintings or other objects a little bit too high up on the wall. I think it's just the angle that I play in. It always ends up that everything's just way further up the wall. Someone did comment the other day about like how tall are your Sims for those kitchen cabinets. Those ones I don't ever care. I never care about where the kitchen cabinets are placed. I am a very short person, and I can't reach the top shelf in the kitchen cabinets anyway. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You can get a ladder. You know, it's fine. If your Sims actually had to use it, I may think about how tall it is on the wall, but they don't. So we're all good. But anyway, I brought the dine out wallpaper upstairs as well. I kept it on just that same wall in the bedroom. This was meant to be, in my head, this is the master bedroom. But really they're kind of the same, so it's just whatever particular taste you have of what bedroom you want to play in first of all, because this one kind of has the what's it called? Sorry, there's messages coming on WhatsApp. Shh. There are like a little seating area and a kind of sleeping area, and they're divided off. It's just a bit of a different shape to the other bedroom that you'll see. And I've kept this bathroom in because I think I probably did the most in here. This one's got a bath and a shower. The thing I love about Peacemaker's content is he has a 2-tile shower. I would love the Sims team to put a 2-tile shower in. They just look so nice, and I just wish. That is like one of my top requests for in-game content, because believe it or not, I would love just to be able to use in-game content to do everything. Like sometimes I'm not going to say bitter. Actually, yeah, sometimes I get a little bit bitter about having to use custom content for certain things. I feel like that's a common theme a lot of people have. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, why isn't this in the game? I don't want to use CC and then have to link it. Don't make me link stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this build. Can I just say before we finish this, the flooring, some of you may be new here and you haven't seen me do this floor before, but this is the vampire diagonal floor that we get with the game. I totally stole this technique off of Devon Bumpkin, and you do all of the floors in one direction, and then you use the arrow keys. You know, you have the different arrow keys on the comma and the full stop buttons. You use those and change the direction of the floor tiles, and then I go back through the entire house and do all these stripes so it ends up being a chevron pattern. I love these vampire floors. I would love a not diagonal version and a straight version of them would be great. Also, do you know those would look really nice sized up? They're quite a small plank. I'd love them sized up. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you with the screenshots, and we will see you all very soon. Bye guys.